of me Professor Patricia Okagwe, the Provost of the College of Nursing Sciences in Italy. Also have the registrar here, Mr. Jackson Osayuki Obaseki. The Deputy Provost is also here, Mrs. Omobude Mabel. The Bossa, Mrs. Imwenti Yosta Abu. The College Librarian, Mrs. Imade Adebayo. The Hostel Manager, Mrs. Emanta Abigail. The HOD Nursing Department, Mr. Charles Oloriegbe. HOD Midwifery, Agogo Rosalie Ofoma. We also have the English lecturer, Mr. Sarime Okumbawa, the legal advisor, legal officer, Stella Omurugbe, and the acting head of department GST, Jimo Aseka Rome. All these people are here with me today for us to talk about the issue of the students, which I'm sure all of you saw in the social media and on the trending over the weekend. I'm sure you're aware that the State government takes the issues of the citizens very seriously, and we have implicit confidence in the management and staff of the College of Nursing Sciences. That is why the full complement of his management team is here to explain to EDO people and to all Nigerians the issues and also on the way forward. I'd like to also say that at the end of this press meeting, I'll be releasing a statement, a government statement on the issue, but I want you to hear from the Provost first. And I'll only take one question after she has spoken from the press, and then I'll release the statement for all of you to share. So, Madam, these are the gentlemen of the press, including women of Edo State. They are very perspective, and they will ask you a question after you've spoken to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the press. We are here this morning to talk about the issue that came up following the admission process into Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. Our policy is that students or candidates will go through, they will apply, and then we invite them for CBT exams, after which they will come for interview and verification of their documents. This was carried out, and the candidate, now student, went through the process and was admitted into the program. However, there was an issue at an omission of notation of what actually happened. When she arrived at the school, we discovered the manager and student affairs, the hostel manager and student affairs officer noticed that this individual has special needs. And by special needs, she has some challenges that she's not able to follow suit with the simple processes of having her to go to her assigned hostel. She had unstable gait, she had tremors, and she had this noticeable deformity. And so, at that point, we said, okay, you are here, but we need to investigate further to see how we can be of help to you. So, the management proceeded to find the family and eventually had a dialogue, a conference with the full complement of this management crew you see here that's present. And the idea was just to do a fact finding and see what we can do to possibly help her to be successful in the program, because we don't want to set her up for failure. And on this note, I have to, comment that nursing profession, midwifery profession is a very tasking profession. It has a lot of demands on the physical ability of the individual. You have to stand, bend, walk, and do your job taxed standing for the most part up to 6-7 hours a day. And this requires even somebody who is physically fit have some problems, withstanding those rigorous things that the person have to go through. Now, as that, you have to take care of your patient. You have to be able to maintain your balance. You have to be able to give your medication. You have to be able to respond quickly to emergency situations. You have to be able to resuscitate your patient if there is anything. All these things are really very severe and tiring and need somebody who is very stable on their feet to do that. So, we spoke with the individual and we also looked at the possibilities of us getting her into treatment, because the condition she had simply requires treatment if you notice it on time. Even so, at this time that is so complicated, the condition can still be treated by surgical intervention, though it will take some time and effort, additional effort, because of the complications that can happen. So, having that in mind, we proceeded to explore the possibility of finding a physician that we can refer her to for possible screening and for that possible intervention if it's in agreement. So, with that said, and with the discussion, we ended it that we are going to, consider her being withdrawn from the program, pending the time we A, complete the treatment, and B, find alternative course in the school for her to undertake. Right now, the only program we have in the school is the nursing and midwifery programs, and these are severe tasking on anybody. And again, EDO State College of Nursing Sciences, we align ourselves with global practices, that things that we want you to be successful as you train, and also for you to be successful if after you finish training, for you to be successful getting a job anywhere in the world. So having that in mind, and that is why we asked her that she should consider withdrawing, and then we can do while we find out what we can do to accommodate her. So that is where we are on this. And then unfortunately, she misunderstood what we said and took it the other way around to say that we discriminated against her. There is no form or shape of discrimination in this. We are concerned because we don't want to set her up for failure, and that is why we are taking it. But unfortunately, this happened on Thursday, and by that same Thursday, she already went elsewhere for this to happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think everything has been actually really self-explanatory. The procedure, the process, and what led to one thing and led to the other. I think I want to emphasize here that the college has a design template for admission. And apart from your cognitive functions, they have to be also physical examination because of the rigors of the training, which happens everywhere in the military, especially in nursing, when you have to also lift patients. And I think Madam has explained it. If you go, most of you on my broadcast list, I just released the statement, the official government statement, which is already in your broadcast list, so you can listen there. But I think just one question. If anybody has any question for Madam. This is a question, this is not a clarification.
Did anybody interact with her physically after the body computer-based and because somebody said has tremor, shakes, imbalance, and everything, somebody was transported. Then writing the exams and then you pass.
Before Madam speaks, I think I'm just coming. No. First of all, you should appreciate that this school, the CBT was performed, she did well and she passed it. Like all things, this government would not discriminate. Once you pass, there's no problem. Yeah, I'm coming to where I got a question. Then she was shortlisted for an interview, which she came for. And at the interview, the interview panel sits down, the interview panel in the interview, I talked to her and we were impressed with the way she spoke. There was no problem with that. At the point of being, after getting admission, at the point of being admitted into school, and then a room, hostel assigned to her, and that is the first sign of problem, which was not told you've been assigned to room XYZ on the first floor, and then she told the hostel manager she cannot climb. So, Madam, I think you can go.
One house, please. Okay, thank you so much. The student, yes, she came for oral interview. And from what I know from a professional point of view, some of the patients, when you see them, they may not exhibit any signs and symptoms for you, and you will completely miss what is going on for them until they present to you at another time. So my take on the whole thing is that during the interview, on that interview sheet, there was just the notation that she had some deformity. But the extent of the tremors and the fine motor skills and instability was not dictated at that time until she arrived in the hostel. And you know that anybody who has challenges during stressful events, which I will equate the moving into the hostel as, and not as, one of those stressors, can make those symptoms to manifest. So this is what I am putting it to, because if the person that the two educators that interviewed her noticed clearly what she exhibited the day she arrived in the hostel, they would have made their notation very bold. That one I'm sure of. So that's my response to that.
All right, so we are talking about SDG goals. We're talking about acceptance of people despite their challenges. When we see some of these videos on YouTube, we applaud it. Oh, despite these challenges, this person overcame and was able to practice. So there are some clarifications I need based on the story I saw on Sahara Reporters. It was alleged that the school has collected her school fees. So how come the management of the school did not discriminate against her from the beginning up to when they collected her school fees? That's one. And then from your explanation, it looks like the challenge is getting up the stairs. What happened to the ground floor? Why was she not given accommodation there? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
No, this is the last question.
No, okay, thank you. First of all, the issue of taking her money. This is our process. When we issue provisional admission letters to candidates, we say to them, okay, you pay your initial deposit and reserve your spot in the hostel and then pay your school fees. So she complied with those and did a part payment for her first semester. There was no problem with that. And this is something we do with every student that comes in, and that is how we are able to know who is coming and who is not coming. So she clearly scaled that one. So there was no way for us to say, okay, this is happening, because we didn't know that her condition, her state would decompensate the way it did on the day of arrival into the hostel. So that is that in terms of her money. However, during the counseling session, we did highlight the point that the profession is very tiring and cumbersome, and all the things that could happen, and even suggested the alternate career path for her, which unfortunately at the time and as we speak now, what we have in the college is just the nursing and midwifery. So what is happening now, in a way, we are looking at it as a blessing in disguise. This will even make us to look at things we can put into that place that may be able to accommodate others. But for midwifery or nursing program, you need to be physically fit to do that. I hope that answers your question. Well, if eventually she withdraws after the reassessment and after everything we are doing, we're not keeping her money. Why would we keep her money? We just cancelled her. Go think about it, come, and then we'll talk. And we even told her, if you are going to withdraw, yeah, you get every penny you paid, you get it back. Why would we keep her money for? Why? Rather, we are looking for money to even we are looking to put things in place to keep her in the school if she's able to.
Okay, I'll just take TVC and channels.
Okay, sir. So, madam, you talked about deformity. First, I want to know if it's physical.
Again, this girl, she's insisting she's capable of going to the school and continuing her studies. It's a choice. If you say she's physically challenged, or the has physical deformity, she came for interview, she met your crew of the management. On that day, it should be obvious that she could not continue. Why didn't you stop at that point? Allowing her, giving her admission and getting to the whole stage. She now said she can't climb the floor before you noticed her deformity.
I think Madam has answered this question.
No.
Hello, Madam. Please, why I want to ask this question is that you didn't really answer the question. Now, like you said, you mentioned just now that the nursing profession entails, physical attributes and physical attributes. Now, the question I wanted to ask is, part of your conditions now for admission seekers, shouldn't that have been mentioned? That girl, knowing full well that has challenges, would have been scrutinized properly. So if that was a condition, then the interview board would have looked out for that. What she is trying to say is, she couldn't have gone through all the processes, pay money, then at the point of hostel is where her physical deformity now becomes an issue. So madam, if you had laid emphasis on the physical attributes, she couldn't have scaled the interview. That's the point here.
Okay, before Madam answers that question, I'll just tell you a little story. This is personal. Most of you know me. As a young 15-year-old or 16-year-old, I attempted to join the Nigerian army. My dad was a soldier. I'm sure of you know here. I went into the Defense Academy, NDA, did the exam, passed it, did the physical exam, passed it, started the NDA, but then we had to do medical. At the point of medical, they said they discovered I had a bent spine. Even though after spending 3 months in the Nigerian army as a cadet officer, I was asked to leave because I had a bent spine. I went through the physical, went through the exams, did everything, and my dad was a senior officer in the Nigerian army, but I had to leave because according to the army and according to the rules of the game, not to put my life and the life of my fellow officers in danger, I could not serve, I may not be able to react as when I needed to react. Now my mother retired as a matron in UBTH. As a nurse, she was strong, she was fit, she was rigid, and they had some form of physicality which she had to do because she had to be on her feet all the time. She even went as far as working in Saudi Arabia, working in the UK. In fact, she started working in the UK because that's where she was trained. Now, I'm sure you all know that majority of the people that go to this college of nursing, there is not for them to go and work in UBTH. It's to go and work abroad. Let us call a spade a spade. Would you now train someone that after paying so much school fees will not be able to get to work where she really wants to work? So let's not be sentimental about this. We have to be truthful. But the governor has requested for a reassessment of this young lady because she's an EDO citizen and we actually want to support her, and not just her, but anyone that will have the same condition which she has exhibited. The government of Edo State, the government asked for a reassessment, which has been fixed for Thursday the 13th. Should be reassessed, and if under any circumstance she's able to cope, because we have to be realistic. You don't put the life of patients at risk for sentimental reason. If she can cope, Madam said, because Madam requested and said, let them reassess. If she can cope, the school will readmit her. But if she cannot cope, and there are other things the government and the school can do to support her, it will be done. But for the case of school fees, of course her school fees will return. You cannot keep her school fees if she's not a student of the school. So ladies and gentlemen, this matter is very serious. It has opened also a new investor. Nursing profession. I also had a friend in university who was a doctor, but he had what called the polio hand. And he passed JAM, then he used to score JAM 300, 400 to get into medicine, University of Benin. And after a couple of years, he discovered he had polio because he was always wearing long sleeve. And they told him straight up that he cannot be a surgeon because he cannot hold the knife. So the sentiment we all exhibited is that We want the right things to be done, but we don't want to be the ones to do the right thing. So I think we have to also commend the school for supporting this at the right time. Yeah, even though very late, exactly. Now, the student involved is the one that said, I cannot climb the stairs. How can you not be able to climb the stairs? If you want, look at my size. I carry a lot of weight. I climb up 4 flights of stairs, at times to the 5th, 7th floor. You know, if I cannot do that, if I have to wait for a lift all the time, then I won't be able to do my work. Today the lift is not working. If I stay downstairs, I can't come up. Even though I've called for a meeting, I'm sure you say the commissioner is incompetent or is lazy or whatever. So we have to also support a system that is transparent and trying to do the right thing all the time. So I've sent out the official government reaction to this matter, and I hope we all will have a closure. But Madam is going to do a reassessment, and I hope in a few days' time or early next week, you're able to tell us the result of the reassessment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.